So I was cooking, perhaps I'm on the grill. Here's a spatula and a meat fork. Hi, this is Scott Gehring with EPOC Martial Arts. Today we're going to be talking about how to functionalize Sinawali. First, what is Sinawali? Sinawali is a double stick pattern. There's different Sinawalis. Today we're going to focus on one called the Heaven 6. The Heaven 6 pattern starts out like this. I got my right stick on my right shoulder and my left stick on my rib. And from here, we go 6 beats, and it goes inward, backhand, and backhand. And then I'm loaded up on the left side. And then I go inward, backhand, and backhand. And there are 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now once we get comfortable with that pattern, we speed it up. And there is the Sinawali done at faster speed. Now, a lot of people say, well, we're training this. How is this practical? Because I may not be walking down the street with 2 sticks. Why do we practice this? Well, first and foremost, the tip of the stick moves at about 100 miles an hour. So when we get used to practicing with that speed, that enhances our timing, our reflexes, our coordination. Another thing is it actually teaches the routing of the human hands. So when I'm going through the Sinawali, it's educating my hands on how to move properly, both A and B side. And that's very important when learning to not only fight with weapons, but empty hand as well, to maximize your full body mechanic. The third reason, and the one I want to focus on today, is I want to make the suggestion that fighting with 2 objects is practical and actually quite vicious. Now, will you be walking down the street with 2 rattan sticks somewhere in the United States, especially in the cities? Probably not. But these sticks are symbols. They are symbols for objects in your hand. So what are the practical implementations of these symbols? I've got a fly swatter and a dustpan. I was maybe cleaning up around the house, someone breaks in, and now I've got the ability to fight with both. Here's a spatula and a meat fork. Look, this thing would be deadly, deadly. You don't think that would do damage? You don't think that's a formidable nor a practical way of combat? This gives you a huge advantage. Here I have a level and a gaming headset. All right, so the implementation of Sinawali is not that you're walking down the street with 2 sticks. You happen to have 2 objects in your hand, or you maybe you will grab them, anything that's laying around that is in this shape, and you can actually then put it to work for you. In the next section, I'm going to actually show you the damage this does and the impact this can potentially have when applied. Okay, what do I have here? Well, this setup, I have a haunch of beef attached to Bob. And in my hand here, I got 2 standard kitchen utensils. Okay, so knife and fork, something for eating meat. All right, this is a standard kitchen knife. It's not particularly that sharp, and it's a fork. Okay, standard kitchen utensils. Now the beef is very similar to human flesh. So let's see what the effect of Sinawali is on this setup. Okay, I kept going until it fell off. Let's see what the results are. I want you to take a look at this. Look at this haunch of beef. See these lacerations? That's from just a standard kitchen knife. Not even that sharp. See this? See these gouges here? The gouging and the kind of the plucks? That's just from a fork. Okay, if you could see the floor here, there's like meat all over the floor. The place is kind of a mess. I have a bit of cleanup to do. So this is the effect that Sinawali will have on the human body just using standard kitchen utensils. You don't need to fight with double sticks to make this stuff effective. I would not recommend this at home. First of all, this is a mess. I got meat chunks all over the floor. I got blood dripping down Bob. I gotta disinfect him. I gotta clean up. This is a royal mess. So that's one thing. Second of all, this is dangerous. When you train with Sinawali, you're using rattan sticks. All right, they may knock over a lamp and bump someone in the head, but they're not gonna slice you open. Even during this quick demo, look, I took a slice right across my thumb. All right, in the heat of the moment. I didn't even know that it happened. So this is not something I'd recommend at home. Use this as a case study. I've done the work for you. I've made the mess. I've done the case study for you. So use this as a lesson for how to use Sinawali practically. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you next time. Motherfucker! So what I have here is I have a meat bob. 2 utensils right here, knife and fork, standard instruments of eating meat. What I have is some steak, some beef brisket. This will be a nice barbecue tonight. All right. We've converted Bob into a meat bob. I have some meat attached to Bob. We'll call him Meathead. Meat drill. Wow. Wow. Meat. Bob and meat. What?